Kia ora, Helen Brahms here coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1503. And as you can see, Nicole is back to help us get healthy. And tonight we are talking about protein, shakes, bars, powder. So Nicole, welcome back.
Well, thanks for having me. You know, I love being on your show, and I always look forward to our discussions because they're always a lot of fun.
Well, I have to admit, I was a little late today getting the link to Nicole, so late that she had to go knock on the messenger. And I got distracted because it was raining. It was raining here. I'm in the bathroom, I'm getting ready, and I'm hearing this noise. I'm going, what on earth is that noise? And I'm like, oh, it's rain. Yay!
That's the one thing I miss about Vegas is we used to get the thunderstorms and lightning storms, and we don't really get those here in California like we did.
And then like a couple of minutes later, we had this big boom of thunder. Zeffie was on the bed because we've been having our schnoozles. And so she's on the bed there. And I look over at her with the boom, and she's still on the bed. She didn't even budge when the thunder hit. But it's already stopped. It lasted all of 15 minutes, maybe.
15 minutes.
We had a 15-minute thunderstorm with one roll of thunder. But it's still a super fantastic sparkling day. So, Nicole, protein. Protein.
All right, let's talk protein. So, how many people do you think know how much protein they should be eating every day? Oh, I love that look.
I've been told because of my body type that I process protein very well, but not so much on the carbs. So I should have more of a protein heavy diet than I do a carb diet.
Okay. Most people do better on a more protein heavy diet.
Yeah.
There's some blood that they should do more veggies and fruits and veggies, which makes me happy. But protein makes me happy too. And here's the thing. We don't always get all of our protein from our fruits, our veggies, and our meat that we're consuming. So the recommended amount, if you were to look on Google, would say 0.8 to 1.1 grams per kilogram of your weight, right? So if a person weighs 150 pounds, how did that go? 150 pounds. Wait, hey Siri, how many kilograms are in 150 pounds? Hey Siri, how many kilograms are in 150 pounds?
150 pounds is 68.04 kilograms.
68.4. Okay, so we're going to take an average person of 150 pounds is 68.04. You got to love Siri, right? I'm asking my phone, and my Siri in my kitchen answered the question.
They both and I do not communicate.
I'm like, wow. All right, so at 68.04 times what the CDC or the RD, whatever, all the, three digits recommend is 0.8 to 1.1. So I'm going to go with the higher amount. 1.1 equals 74.84 grams of protein. I think that is a little low. So
I'm saying that sounds low.
When you talk to the nutritionists and you talk to certain dietitians and people who work in physical fitness and in gyms, they're going to tell you to double that. So anywhere between 1.5 to 2 times that amount, right? So I would say 125 grams is a good amount for a person who weighs 150 pounds. So, but oftentimes we don't get that enough through our meat, or we're busy, or we're not sitting down and eating 3 meals a day, or 4 or 5 or 6, as some people say, right? And so what is a great way to boost up our protein? A great way to boost up our protein is maybe with a protein shake or some protein powder or collagen powder, things that have good protein in it. The problem with that is we don't always know what's in these drinks. So Helen and I were having a conversation, I think it was last month, because she always asks me, because there's a lot of ingredients that are in our processed foods that really aren't good for us. And leaky gut is a really big issue in the United States. 73 to 80%, depending on which studies you look at and which doctors you listen to, have leaky gut. Leaky gut is a huge issue. So what happens is we have in the lining of our stomach, leaky gut is when our junctions are supposed to be really tight to keep everything in the lining of our stomach. And the lining of your stomach gets these little holes that are pierced into your stomach. And they can become tears. And a lot of times people don't feel well. They get brain fog. They have IBS. They have diarrhea. They get constipation. They have joint pain. Somebody has joint pain, I can almost always tell you that you have a leaky gut. You have some kind of bacterial infection, or you have a leaky gut situation going on. But our American diet has caused a lot of this, right? And so people just don't feel well, and they push and they push and they push. So there's a lot of ingredients that are causing this issue. And so when people think healthy and they go into a health food store, we have Mother's Market here. We have Sprouts. We have Whole Foods. Even some of the mainstream markets are now carrying more and more health foods, right? Mm-hmm. And so people often think, like, if you go into a Sprouts or a Mother's or a Whole Foods or whatever these stores are across the country that your listeners are listening to, they think that everything in there is healthy.
Yeah, no.
But they're not. So we were talking about protein and protein bars and pre-made stuff. And Helen will say, Nicole, what about this ingredient? What about this ingredient? What about this ingredient? So tonight we decided to talk about some of those ingredients and what's actually in protein drinks, regular protein. I think Helen has a couple protein bars with her.
Yep.
And I was super excited about this. So let's start out with this, because these are some protein drinks. You guys, I went for the chocolate ones because
good.
People likes chocolate. Everybody seems to like chocolate. Well, I'm going to say about 99% of the people like chocolate. There's always that one oddball, right? So here are 3 drinks. Let's see, 1, 2, and 3. All right. So let me tell you. You look at it and you go, oh, Rebel supports immunity, dark chocolate, protein plant powdered elixir, has maca, reishi, ashwagandha, and MCT oils. MCT oils are great for you.
Yes.
And it has 16 grams of protein. Okay, so that looks pretty good on the outside, right? Dark chocolate. I like dark chocolate.
Love
it's organic. And they use 100% recycled plastic. I'm not a big fan of plastic, but most of these drinks come in plastic. Okay, not so bad, right? Mm-hmm. Then we have this one. This one is how many grams? 16 grams. Oh, then we go to Koya protein. But this one has 18 grams, and it has, they're the same amount of ounces. Just checking. This one's 12 ounces. This one's 12 ounces. Just different shaped bottles. Cacao bean. 4 grams of sugar, dairy-free, prebiotic fiber. Well, that could be good. Soy-free, good. Plant-based shake. And I was like, 18 grams. That's 2 grams higher. Maybe that one's better. All right. So then we got the third one. Holy moly, 32 grams of protein is in here.
Yes.
It's called Only What You Need. Plant protein, 0 grams of sugar, chocolate. I was like, oh, wow, this should be pretty darn good. 100% plant powered and Elite Pro, whatever it is, 100% plant powered, 0 net carbs, non-GMO, 100% gluten-free, 100% vegan, no dairy, soy, wheat, or gluten. All right, 32 grams of protein. Holy moly.
I'll drink that in a second.
All right.
I like the higher protein ones, and I don't have to drink as many.
So you want to talk about the ingredients in these puppies?
Okay. Knock it out of the park.
So I can't see. I have to hold it out here. All right. So let's start with this one. What's inside matters, it says. Yes, what's inside matters, you guys. I would not drink this with a 10-foot pole.
They have that's a really good flavor one, that one.
Okay.
It was one of my favorites.
So
until about 2 seconds ago.
This is the one that I would not drink. I was so excited when I saw it. I was like, okay, this one's good. This one's good. Oh, crap. All right. So remember, I was talking about leaky gut, and 73 to 80% of people have leaky gut problems. They have stomach aches, they have joint pain, they have IBS issues, they have diarrhea, they have, all the things, right? They have headaches. Women have bad periods. Having a bad period it's often leaky gut. They have depression and anxiety all start in the gut, right? So these are really important things to know. So I started reading the ingredients on this and went, oh, well, no sugars. Well, that's really good. Protein 32 grams. That's good. They didn't add any vitamin D. I don't know why it's on here. They didn't add any, so it says 0. And then it has a little bit of potassium in here, and it has some iron. And here's the ingredients. Water. The very first ingredient is water. I'm like, all right, well, you mix shakes with water. That's not so bad. And then it has its own protein blend of pea protein, organic pumpkin seed protein, flaxseed oil. And then it has the following: soluble fiber. Okay, that's not bad. We all need a little fiber, right? Cacao powder. Well, that's where it gets its chocolate taste.
Yep.
And then comes the next couple ingredients.
Sunflower oses or louses, don't they? Or
sunflower oil and safflower oil and sunflower lecithin are no-nos. So those are processed oils. Okay. And sunflower lecithin is processed emulsifier. So everything, all the ingredients meld together. Monk fruit. Okay, not bad. Himalayan pink salt. Natural chocolate flavor. I don't know what natural chocolate flavor is because we already have cacao in there. So for me as a nutritionist, I go, well, what is that? I've never gone to the store and said, can I buy some natural chocolate flavor? I'm not sure what that is. Natural, and then it just says natural flavor. So then they just put some natural flavor in instead of just chocolate natural flavor. So again, I've never seen natural flavor on the shelf. So I'm not sure exactly what's in that. Then it has black cacao, green blend, spinach, kale, broccoli.
Well, those sound good.
And then the nightmare, gum blend. Not only does this have on here is sunflower lecithin, which is an emulsifier that helps put the ingredients together. They have gum blend. Gel and gum is the least of my worries. So if you're going to buy anything that has gel and gum in it, there are no side effects of gel and gum. They have done studies with mice, studies with people. Gel and gum is the one gum that is not a terrible gum. But then they have acacia gum and Gower gum. And those are emulsifiers as well. So for me, this would be an absolute no. So the gums, Gower gum, xanthan gum, acacia gum, all of those, if you have leaky gut, literally will make those holes a little bit bigger, and more things will go from your digestion, instead of going through your intestines, some of that stuff will start leaking into your bloodstream and causing leaky gut. So I try to stay away from anything that has those gums. Now, here's the thing. I had somebody today who said, but all things have those in it. No, all things don't have that in it. You just have to look and you have to do some due diligence. So for me, this one, even though it has 32 grams, like I said, I would not drink this one at all. I don't put those fake gums into my body unless I have to. The gel and gum is the only one that is okay. And so this one, powered plant protein, this one was 18 grams, I think. Yeah. Does have some sugar in there. But I was like, okay, let's see. There's some prebiotics in here. So this one has organic almond milk. This one's really hard to read the label. And then it has a proprietary blend of brown rice, okay, pumpkin, pea protein, and then prebiotic fiber blend, okay, nothing bad in there. Cacao, that's not bad. Organic corn sugar or cane sugar, okay, that's not so bad. Again, it has natural flavors in it. Not quite sure what that is. Then it has lecithin, which again is a emulsifier. Not as bad as gums though. sea salt. What is this next part? Cacao, monk fruit.
Cacao again?
Two different kinds.
Okay.
One's cacao, one's a cacao extract.
Oh, okay.
Locust bean gum, Jellian gum, and no tree nuts. I had to see what the last thing was. So this one's a little bit better. It does have 2 gums in it, but Jellian is one of them. So it's Jellian gum is not as bad, but this one is still like, maybe I would drink this one, but it's certainly not as bad as the other one, right?
Got it.
And then we have Rebel. And I was like, dark chocolate protein. This one better have good stuff in it because I love dark chocolate. And I read the ingredients, and never say never that all things have bad gums in them. Ingredients: organic coconut milk.
Oh, yum.
Water, organic coconut cream, which is in the coconut milk, organic alkalized cacao powder, organic pea protein, organic coconut sugar. This is like singing my language here. Organic prebiotic fiber, not bad. Organic vanilla extract, great. Pink salt, hooray. Organic ashwagandha extract, awesome. Organic maca, awesome. Organic stevia plant, organic reishi mushrooms. Mushrooms are great for you guys.
Love mushrooms.
Jellian gum, and zinc. This is a winner.
Wow.
And it's dark chocolate.
And it's dark chocolate.
And it's dark chocolate. So it does only have 16 grams of protein, but my goodness, you guys, that is a great protein boost, and it's super healthy for you. Like, there's nothing in here that will harm your body or harm your gut, which is super, like, as a nutritionist, this makes me happy. This is like, yay, this is awesome. This one's good. And they have a bunch of flavors. So I was on not Amazon. I was on Instacart. So I was telling Helen.
I love it. I have to say, I love Instacart. And one of my former neighbors from the park thing knew that I used Instacart because she'd always see my groceries being delivered. And so she asked me about it. And so I gave her my link so that she could get $10 and I could get $10. And and when I saw her when I was going back to get Sparkles moved, she comes out and she says, Helen, I have to tell you about Instacart. I said, good or bad? And she goes, she says, I can't stay off it.
Oh, here's one of the things I love about Instacart. This is a great way to pre-shop, you guys. Most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, especially on the health stuff, they give you the ingredients and the nutrition information. So if I don't want to spend hours in the grocery store necessarily, if I'm going to do some research, I'd rather do it at home than standing in the aisles, right, of a grocery store. But it's a great way to get information. So this morning, I was like looking around. I was like, okay, I got to prepare a little bit for tonight. And so I was like, ooh, vanilla spice protein. That's a Rebel brand. And I was like,
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, that one sounds really yummy. And I looked at the ingredients on it and went, organic coconut milk, has all the, coconut stuff in there. Organic cinnamon, vanilla extract, organic cardamom, organic ashwagandha, organic maca, reishi mushrooms, and organic black pepper. So for most people, that would be awesome, right? So pretty good. So this brand is pretty consistent. Now, here's the interesting thing. Not all brands are consistent.
No, they're not.
And you would think that if they had one product, all the products would be great. So I looked at their strawberry one. I looked at a couple other ones. That brand is actually a very good brand. I was very impressed.
Good. I've got a road trip coming up, so I'll have to stock up on some of them.
And then I started looking at protein powders because I knew we were going to be talking about protein powders today. And it amazes me that you could look at the same brand, 2 different items, and one of them is chock full of great ingredients. And then the other one is like, no, not going to eat that one. So I started just looking at protein powders, you guys. So this one's called Sun Warrior Blend Vanilla. I like that. Sun Warrior Blend. And the packaging's nice. And let's face it, we're very visual people. And so when we see pretty things up on the shelf and we're attracted to that color, we're more apt to buy that, right? The prettier the packaging or the nicer the packaging or whatever, certain colors we're attracted to. So I was like, oh, well, that looks great. And then I started looking at the ingredients, right? And then I was like, uh-oh. Now here's one that I would never, ever, I don't know if you can see it.
Yep. Okay,
I wouldn't be attracted to this packaging so much. I'm not a silvery girl.
Is that the Garden Earth one?
It is Garden of Life.
Garden of Life. That was it. Yeah.
And so I was like, organic plant-based protein, 30 grams. I mean, 30 grams, that's a lot in here. So again, I started looking at the ingredients. Organic flavor blend, organic vanilla flavors, everything's organic in this one. Organic stevia extract, sea salt, organic muscle recovery blend, which contains apple pulp, tart cherries, organic turmeric, organic blueberries, organic goji berries, organic performance protein blend, which includes organic pea protein, organic sprouted navy beans, organic sprouted lentil beans, organic sprouted garbanzo beans, organic cranberry protein. I was like, holy crap, that is an amazing protein. And I didn't even know this was out there because I look for proteins for my clients all the time. Okay. Yep. This is it's Garden of Life Sport. I'm not a sporty person. That's probably why I never knew this. I never would have looked at the packaging on this one personally, but it is a winner. This is definitely Garden of Life, and they have 2 or 3 things that are with Garden of Life that I found different proteins that I was very impressed with. So the ingredients are all natural, all organic. That's great. Vital Proteins has a blackberry hibiscus collagen water, and they have other flavors as well. Again, I looked at the ingredients on it, and I was like, oh, that one's a good one as well. There's no fillers in it. Even though it's just collagen water, it still gives us protein. And so it has 10 grams of protein in it.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Then I saw these and I was like, what are these little bad boys? Because there's a lot on the shelves.
Oh, yeah.
Keto Bites, cookie, chocolate chip cookie dough. And they are supposedly have 6, they're little cookies, and they have 6 grams of protein in each one. So I started again to look to see what was in it. All these organic cashews, red palm oil, that's good for you. Soluble tapioca pudding fiber, organic chocolate chips. This is pretty darn good. Prebiotics, tapioca, cacao butter, organic soluble tapioca fiber. That's all good. Moringa powder, that's a sweetener. Freeze-dried cherries. And then I got some disappointment. Then we have sunflower lecithin, which again is processed, organic pea protein, pure water, organic vanilla extract, more sunflower lecithin, sea salt, and monk fruit. So they're okay. Does have some processed stuff in there. So we really need to stay away from some of these emulsifiers and fillers. So I was like, it's not so bad. And then I found another protein that I was like, oh, not so bad. Again, the packaging, you can't even see it on here. It's white. It's not it has a little bit of gold on there, but it's not like wowzer, right? But it's called Truvani, plant-based protein. Only 5 ingredients, certified organic. And I looked at the ingredients, and again, it's pretty chock full of protein in here. 16 grams of protein per scoop. Organic pea protein, vanilla powder, pumpkin seed concentrate, monk fruit, and chia seeds. I would definitely buy that.
And which one's that one?
It's called Truvani, Truvani.
Awesome.
Yeah, super. 5 ingredients or less. Those are that makes my heart sing, you guys.
Well, with a lesser amount of ingredients, you've got this chance of something bad being in there.
Exactly. And then we have this Terra's Pure Whey protein, 22 grams of protein per scoop, only 1 gram of sugar, 2 ingredients. I'm getting excited, right? Nope. Dairy whey protein concentrate. Whey is dairy, so I try to stick away from a lot of dairy. Some people can do dairy, but if you have leaky gut or you have anything like that, dairy can be not great for you. But then it has sunflower, lecithin, and I was like, well, I'd rather have the 5 ingredients than just those 2.
Yeah,
right.
I agree with that one.
So sometimes we have to look at that and go, organic protein, oat milk. Again, everything in here was pretty darn good. Oat powder, brown rice powder, chia seeds, organic natural flavors. I really want to know what a natural flavor is. But other than just a natural flavor, again, that one's a good one.
So that was which one?
That one is Orgain, ORGAIN, organic protein oat milk.
Oh, I've got the organic protein.
Okay, so read us your label on that one.
Okay, this is 21 grams of protein for 2 scoops.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the Orgain organic protein blend, which has organic pea protein, organic rice, brown rice protein, organic chia seeds. Then there is the Orgain organic creamer base, which is organic ASEA, organic high oleic, sunflower oil, organic rice dextrin, organic sunflower lecithin. Oh God! And I remember from our label thing, I went and looked at my powders afterwards, and I was like, and I sent Nicole a message going, "Damn it, my favorite protein powder, because I love the chocolate flavor this one has the lecithin in it. Organic rosemary extract, organic erythritol.
If we can't pronounce it, we shouldn't be swallowing it.
Organic alkalized cocoa, organic acacia, organic natural flavors.
Acacia is a gum.
Is a what? A gum.
Is a gum.
Well, this one just had organic acacia. Then it had
at least it's organic.
And organic reba, which is a stevia extract. Organic cow gum, not gal. What's it got a C in front? Oh no, it is gal. Sorry, gal gum.
Yeah, it's gour gum.
Yep, and the natural flavors and xanthium gum. And I was
and
as soon as I saw the gums in there, I was like, no.
Now look at what Helen just said. So that one is Orgain, and it's organic protein. This one is their organic protein with oat milk. And this is why it's so important to read labels, you guys, because you'd think being the same brands, they would be the same quality. They'd have similar ingredients in it. So like Rebel is consistent. I'm very impressed with this company. They are consistent. Their values are exactly what it says on this bottle.
Yeah.
Ethically sourced. And that, when they say that, they really mean that with this brand. With Orgain, organic protein, their products are so opposite. This one I would consume. The one that Helen has, there's no way that I would consume that product.
And see, and I have tried lots and lots and lots and lots. I have tried a ton of different protein powders. And my favorite one is chocolate. And I always test the brand with the chocolate flavor. And that is the only chocolate one that I actually like, that tastes like a chocolate shake, not like a powder. You got that powdery chocolate icky flavor in there. And then after we did the label reading episode a couple of months ago, I went and looked at it and I went, oh crap, I have like 6 jars of this stuff. And these are the 2-pound jars. So I have 12 pounds. Actually, no, I don't. I'm down to 5 and a bit. No, 4 and a bit. And but I'm blending it with other stuff. And I'm like, okay, I really don't want to waste it. I really don't want to throw it out.
Right.
And it's my favorite chocolate.
It's so like hard. Well, here's the thing. Garden of Life has a raw organic protein and it's chocolate flavored. And you should try this one next.
I've got that one on the list.
Yeah. And
is that the sport one?
Everything in it, it has it does have there's a couple little things in here that has organics. It does have sunflower seed sprout, which is different than all the,
So that's different from the sport one that you read out earlier?
Oh, it has gour gum in it. Darn it. See, I try to stay away from that. But the Garden of Life, the grass-fed whey one is good. The Garden of Life brand is probably, I'm going to say, is my favorite brand of looking at these without trying them. Now, Sprouts vegan protein is awesome, has all the great things in it. But then when I looked at their other protein, let's see if I can find the name of it. There was another Sprouts whey protein. There's no way I'd drink that one. So it's super important, you guys, that you read these labels and see, especially if you don't have a super balanced diet, if you have any kind of difficulty concentrating, ADD, ADHD, depression, anxiety, joint pain, anything like that, diarrhea, constipation, IBS. These are the people that shouldn't be having all of those gums all the time. And they're usually the ones that are out there looking for the healthier products, honestly, because they don't feel good and they want to feel better, right? So we make that conscious decision at some point of, I'm going to start eating healthier. I'm going to start, making those little differences, but the little differences count. The little differences really make a big impact. And it goes for, we did the pre-made drinks. We just went through some of the powders, and I'm sure that
this one.
The bars. Oh yeah. What's in your Anthony's?
So this is one when I sent an SOS message to Nicole about my organ. I said, it's got all this stuff in it and I've got like 6 months supply sitting here. She suggested this, which is Anthony's collagen peptide powder. It has one ingredient. Well, actually, there's no commas between anything, but it says bovine hide collagen peptide hydrolysate. HYDORLYSATE. That's all that's in it. And 2 tablespoons has 12 grams of protein.
There you go.
I put this in with this. So this is 21 grams of protein plus this. So I get 33 grams of protein right now. Because I'm mixing the two together because I figured if I put other stuff in there, it will help hopefully lessen the impact of the bad stuff. I know Nicole's sitting there going, no.
I'm just laughing.
But this one here literally has no flavor. It's basically flavorless.
It's flavorless, which is great because you can mix it with any kind of drink. You can even drink it with water and it doesn't taste bad. So, so that's good too. So, and the same thing goes for bars. When you're looking at the bars, you want to try to find those bars without 3 or 4 different gums in it, or things that don't have a lot of OSC means sugar, you guys. Anything cellulose. Cellulose actually has little wood chips in it. It's like little wood chips that are going into your stomach and cause those little holes to be really irritated. So people will say, I only ate a protein bar. And I was like, what kind of protein bar? What was in it? And they're like, I don't know. Let me get the box. And then when I see that it has cellulose, that often has these little kind of like wood chip fibers in there. And it really plays havoc in your stomach lining.
Now, I heard, and you can correct me on this one, but even with some of the grated cheeses that are shelf stable, like the Parmesan ones that you can use in sprinkle, that they have wood
the cellulose wood chips in it too. Yeah. So you have to look. You have to make sure that it's just the cheese, or it's just the cheese and bacteria. Because they'll have the bacteria sometimes listed on cheese. So you have to look and read labels.
Sawdust. That was the word I was thinking of. Sawdust.
And so, right, that's like the cellulose has the sawdusty wood chippy stuff in it. And so you need to be really careful of those things. You really, especially, like I said, 73 to 80% of the people have leaky gut in America. That's a huge amount of people. That's everybody you know. If you know 5 friends, guess what? 4 out of 5 are having some kind of stomach issues. They're just not telling you that they have diarrhea, because nobody wants to say, hey, I have diarrhea. It's not a conversation that you have. Nobody wants this, right? Or nobody wants to say, oh my gosh, my stomach feels bloated. And nobody wants to say, I have anxiety or I have depression. These are things that people don't say. Depression was so taboo, and luckily, I mean, we've had some very famous people who have committed suicide, right? And depression has become more and more mainstream that we're talking about it. But trust me, you guys, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, people didn't talk about depression. 20 years ago, it was shameful. It was a secret. It was like, that's the same thing with diarrhea. And diarrhea is a thing of like you just don't want to talk about it. You don't want to tell somebody you have to have an Irish goodbye and run out the door because you have to go to the bathroom, right? You don't want those things. And these are the things that are happening to more and more people. We just don't discuss it. But let me tell you, the fact that like Robin Williams committed suicide, right? What a beautiful man this man was. And yet nobody was paying attention that he was depressed, because on the outside, he was the funny guy. He was the compassionate guy. He was the friend. He was the, like all these great things, but he was suffering inside. It's the same thing for your gut. Don't suffer on the inside. Seek help and know that you can get rid of your leaky gut, but don't aggravate it by putting all these processed foods into your body. And I think that's what it comes down to, is adding protein to your system is amazing. We need that extra boost. And let me tell you, the recommendations aren't enough. We need to at least do 1.5 times that amount. We need great protein in our body. And if you're a vegetarian, use the pea protein. If you're a vegan, use the, pea protein. But if you're, like a lot of people wouldn't, if they're in that vegan and vegetarian category, they might not do the bovine, and the Anthony's. But if you're a carnivore, add that in. That's awesome.
I love my red meat. I love my red meat.
So, a mix and diversity is good as well. Like, so it is good that you're diversifying and you're putting 2 different kinds of protein in there. That's great. We just need to get rid of the Gower gums that are in there.
Yeah, I know.
Really
I'm working on it. I'm trying to find, but I thought, well, while we're talking, I'm thinking, well, I have lots of like cacao powder that I could stick in there with the
You're still going to have some of that stuff in there, but you're eventually going to get
cacao powder. I'm going to, I can add cacao powder to this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's things that we can do. And so I think my passion is, I just don't want people suffering. I really do want to help people get healthy, which is the name of my company. But I really I have such a deep desire to help people get healthy and teach you guys what to read, how to read labels, what not to put in your body, not to exasperate the things that are already going on. We want to take those things away. We want to get rid of all those things. Like I said, nobody wants to say, hey, I have depression. Oh, I have diarrhea. I mean, they're both D words, but you don't want to talk about either one of them, right? And so we just want to be able to have healthy bodies where everything is running smoothly. We don't have leaky gut. We don't have stomach aches. We don't have any of that, and have good things put in our body and extra protein.
Excellent. I love it.
There you go.
Now, I've got to show you my favorite protein bar.
Helen loves to get me on a roll, you guys.
Here's my favorite protein bar.
Yes, mine too. I'm out of them. Mine are coming tomorrow.
Yes, I've got to order. I think I have to order some. I can't remember if I got them on shipment or not.
So she is holding a Chomps bar, and this one is my favorite. It's the one with sea salt. So this is great for anybody who's paleo or on AIP diets, autoimmune protocol diets. But I love this stick because it says all stick and no ick. And so it is 100% grass-fed beef. I don't even have the label, and I can tell you about this. All stick without the ick. Isn't that great? And what
I do like those, that when you peel this back, on the inside there is a message. Yeah. On the inside of the wrapper. You can't see it here because this is the sticks in the way. But when you peel it back, Sophie's already sitting here like, can I have some? I mean, she's sitting there looking. You should see this dog's face. She's like, "Oh, you've got your bar out." She knows this one, and she loves this one.
Yeah, Moose likes it too. So
if I open it, I'm going to have to eat it. But we'll show the message on the inside.
Yeah, show it.
His eyes are like bugging out right here. So on the inside of this one, it says, "If you want something you've never had, you have to do things you've never done."
Yay.
So it has these really great messages.
Yeah, they
on
do.
The inside here. And there's different ones on different, you got to unwrap it to see what the messages are.
Yeah, they're mixed.
But this is really good. It's really, I mean, Nicole put me onto these, and I'd had the red ones, and they've got a bit of a kick, a little bit, I'm a non, like zero spice tolerance. And those ones had a little bit of a kick for me within my zero tolerance.
Yeah, they have all kinds of them. The Italian beef one is really good. They do have turkey ones as well. It's just if you're on autoimmune, if you have any autoimmune issues or you're on a special diet, this is the the cleanest one, but all of their products are great. So they have all kinds of flavor. They have jalapeno ones, they have turkey ones, they have all different ones. So, go ahead and try them. They're a great source of protein. And they're great. Like I take them in my bag. I take them when I go to the airport. I carry them when I go to Nebraska and I see my family. I always have a stash of them because sometimes eating good food there is really hard to find. And so, anything with mayonnaise, every salad has mayonnaise or Cool Whip in it. I swear when I go to Nebraska, they don't know what a green leafy salad is. I don't think. And so funny. I bring avocados with me and I bring beef sticks with me because then I'm never hungry. And so I can eat around everything else. But I carry those with me. I put a couple in my purse because sometimes you're out running around and guess what? Our thought is, oh, I'm hungry. Where am I going to go? McDonald's? Heck no. I'm going to reach in my purse and I'm going to grab one of those chomps bars. And I just love it. So I don't do fast food. Very, very rare. There's only 2 fast food places I go and both make their food pretty darn fresh. So I kind of stick to that if I'm in desperate and I need to go to a fast food place, which is pretty rare, but I usually always have chomps in my car. So
the other one that and I've got 2 other bars here, but reading the ingredients, they're not going to be bought anymore, but this is the pure protein.
Yeah.
And then I've got the Kirkland's, which is Costco's own brand here as well. And I was sitting here looking at the ingredients and I thought maybe I should have read them before I purchased.
Right. And so that's the thing. We go to these stores and we purchase them. They look good. They sound good. And
chocolate deluxe.
And I'm going to tell you because the labels are something. Like we are attracted to colors and labels. And the protein that was the healthiest for us, you guys, I didn't like that label at all. Right. But it was an eye opener to me going, oh, don't always go towards the pretty. And so, don't always go towards the pretty because
this ain't pretty.
the plainest packages sometimes have the best ingredients.
Well, this is Rex Bar, which has 3 egg whites, 6 almonds, 4 cashews, 2 dates, and no BS.
I love that.
And it says chocolate sea salt. Then I turn over to the ingredients. So this is, and they've got a bunch of different flavors, and they all come in different colors. Okay. And this is the chocolate sea salt. So it has egg white, dates. Dates is the number 1 ingredient. Egg whites, cashews, almonds, chocolate, cocoa, natural flavors, and sea salt.
Yay! Winner, chicken dinner.
So it's not too bad. It does have 12 grams of protein per bar.
That's awesome. And here's the thing, guys. We're not going to find perfect ingredients. Like I said, would I drink this one? If I was in a bind, I would drink it. It just has some Gower gum in it. I really don't want to have a lot of Gower gum in my system. This one would be my go-to, obviously. But this one, like I said, is a heck no, right? And so, sometimes you have to choose the lesser of 2 evils if come to play. All of a sudden, we lost our son. I feel like I'm sitting in the dark. So, but sometimes you have to make choices and go, okay, it's better than the other one, and eat that one. So I get it. But that Rex bar is great. And dates, you guys, are so sweet. They are such a great sugar substitute. So anything that's with date flavor, dates as the ingredient is actually great for.
Do you want a really quick recipe with dates?
Yes, please.
I made I got them out of a paleo cookbook. Okay. And I made them up one time, and there was Brad and his 3 boys and myself, so the 5 of us there. Those things went so fast. I was lucky I got one. But it was taking 12 dates, the big ones, the begins with an M. The big dates.
The Metajol dates?
Yes, those ones. One, I can never remember how to pronounce it, but 2, I know it starts with an M. So you take those dates, you get 12 of those, you take the pits out of them. So slice them, take the pits out. Then you get ground beef, or I used ground lamb, and you roll them up into little balls and you put them inside the date. So the date kind of wraps around half of it. Then you take a bacon rasher and wrap it around and toothpick it. You put it in the oven and bake them. I could easily sit down and eat all 12, no problem at all. I got one.
Yeah, So I just do dates wrapped with bacon, and I always get uncured bacon because, again, it doesn't have all the it doesn't have all the sugar and all the things in it that we don't want it, and it tastes delicious. You guys, if you've never had uncured bacon, it's delicious. So
that's awesome.
So
yeah, uncured bacon is what I used. And
I just get pitted dates, and so because I don't want to take the time to pit them myself. So I'm all about easy breezy, nice and easy. So that is. And so I just take dates, wrap them with bacon, put them in your oven, you guys. They make the best appetizers. People love them. Yeah. They're good for us, and the whole tray will be gone, so the whole tray will be gone.
I've seen those boys eat quickly. But this was sort of like they inhaled them, and I managed to get one. So out of the 12 I made, I got one. The other 11 went between Brad and the 3 boys. That's great. They were gone like that.
That's great. So, and they're sweet. They're delicious. And
I love dates.
With the savory bacon, it's a hit. Definitely a hit.
Yeah, I used to make, I have to find the recipe again. Again, it was out of a paleo cookbook, but you take the dates and you put them in a food processor along with some coconut. And what else was in there? It was all, because I'd made them all organic. So I got the dates, the coconut, and there's another couple ingredients in that I can't remember. But you put them into the food processor and you make little, because there was cacao powder in there, because they were chocolate. And I can't remember what the fourth thing. There's 4 ingredients. I can't remember what the fourth one was. And then you take them out and you roll them up in little balls and roll them in unsweetened shredded coconut.
Ah, yummy.
Oh, they were great snacks. And when I was living with my mother-in-law, I'd make them all the time because it was one food that she would eat constantly, because trying to get her to eat home-cooked meals was very interesting because she wanted to make sure everybody had enough to eat. So she would literally eat like a bird, but we'd go out for a meal and she would order the meal and she'd eat half of it and bring the other half home for dinner.
There you go.
But those balls, she loved those little date and coconut balls. They were awesome.
That's great.
Yeah. So we've come to this was great. Oh, the dog's disappeared. She was sitting here whining. Yes. So that's really good. So now I have some, now I know what I can take on the road with me for my road trip because I love having protein snacks handy. And I have a cooler that I keep in the back that actually plugs into the car. So it's actually got an engine on it. It's got a refrigeration unit on it. So it can either freeze or it can refrigerate. And I love packing that up with good, healthy snacks and protein drinks so that when I'm on the road, I don't have to pull out the protein powder, pull out the shaker, make sure I've got water with me and all of that sort of stuff. I can just grab one of those and they're already chilled. So now I have some good options for my next road trip when it comes up, and and I love having them because protein gives me that extra energy boost.
There you go. It does. Yes. It gives us great energy, helps us sustain our energy, and it curbs our hunger as well. So, road trips, it's great every day in the afternoon. If you get hungry in the afternoon, grabbing one of those grabbing one of those chomps or having a protein shake is a great way to keep your energy up and, still. And the light came on and I didn't even touch it.
You're not seeing what's going on in the background there.
Can you see him? Yeah, thank you. Well, you see, when you have your husband in the house, I sent him an SOS about 10 minutes ago that said,
I need light.
Come in and turn the light on for me. Please. And then there was light. And he showed up on video.
But, this is a great discussion because in the car I will take with me protein bars, protein shakes, all the pre-made ones, and then I also have things like baby carrots, the cherry tomatoes, and just some healthy vegetables. And I don't have it with me because it didn't have the protein in it. That's It bars.
Oh, the That's It bars are great. They're literally just pressed fruit, you guys. They're the best thing, better than a fruit roll up. They are just literally.
They have 2 ingredients in them. Oh, I have a wrapper here. So this is from earlier today.
I have a garbage can right there.
Well, I'm in my office.
She pulled it out of the garbage.
It's all paper waste in there. It's there's no food stuff. So this is the That's It bar. It's apples, and this one's apples and mangoes. And I've got apples and blueberries and apples and strawberries. And when you look at the ingredients on the back here, just to prove the ingredients, I don't know if you can read that. Oops.
Yep. Apples and mangoes.
Apples and mangoes. And that's it. And there are these little pressed, like Nicole said, pressed bars of fruit. Apples is always one of them. And there's apples and blueberries, apples and strawberries. I know there's other ones, but those are the only 3 that I've got because they come in the big bag at Costco.
And you can buy them individually. Sometimes they have them at 7-Eleven, depending on the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
So
but these are awesome.
And you can buy them individually. I've seen that at 7-Eleven and AM, PM, those type of stores. So I think some of those convenience stores are starting to sell some better options for us when we need snacks. And so something like the That's It bar or grabbing a bag of cashews or something like that is better than eating, a Snickers.
And these things are non-GMO, gluten-free, plant-based. And I don't know what the P and the U stand for, but those are the little symbols on the back.
Yeah.
But these little bars are awesome. So I have these in the car with me. So when I'm going on road trips, you pull into a rest area, I can have a whole meal with a protein shake, some fruits and vegetables.
There you go. I love it. I love it.
So thank you again, Nicole, for educating us on protein. Oh, Seffi's back. She's waiting on her bit of this.
She's waiting on the chomp bar.
You should see the look on her face. But as soon as I pull the camera out to take a picture of it, she's just laid down now because I mentioned camera.
That's so funny.
But it's such a vital food group that we need in our eating habits. That I think it's good that we went over this. That's just opened my eyes enough, but I gotta go let go of the orgain.
Just you'll have to switch that orgain for the other orgain. Maybe the other one is.
I'll have to go and have a look at that one.
Yeah.
But this, I have been through so many different protein powders, and chocolate is my go-to every single time. If it's got chocolate in it, I'm there. You want to bribe me? You're going to have to bribe me with really good chocolate.
Now we know.
Yes. And Chinese chocolate and Hershey's chocolate, I'm sorry, they won't even meet the bar. Don't even bring them to me. But this is the only chocolate powder protein powder that I've had that actually tastes like a chocolate shake. It doesn't have any aftertaste in it. It doesn't have any of the other things that all the other ones do. And the fact that it's got those gower gums and all of that sort of stuff in there, I'm like really heartbroken. So if anybody from Orgain is watching this, please get your gums out of here and your sunflower lettuce and get it out of here and find something natural to put in there to take its place so I can get some more of these. But it's the only true chocolate shake that I have found, and I have tried a lot. I have been through different ones with MLM companies and tried theirs. Some of them are really super expensive. And I would tell you this, with this one, I thought I was getting really good deals, except for on the health side of it, because you'd go into somewhere like Sprouts and they would be like around $40 for this 2 pound. I think it's up to $47 now for this 2 pound canister. You go on Amazon, it was half price. And then on Prime days, Amazon would drop it 50%. Wow. And that's where I got my 6 months supply from before I learned about reading labels.
There you go. And now you're learning all about reading labels. And Helen really loves being healthy, and she loves doing all the healthy things. And, coming from New Zealand, things are so different over there. And and she's just learning more and more and more. And she's, here's the thing. It's progress over perfection is what we tell people. So Helen hasn't completely converted, but eventually
I'm working on it.
but she's making the progress. And that's the important thing is when you learn, you start making progress. So you start making better choices. And that's when people start getting healthier. So, so
it's not a cut everything off.
That's right.
And now, this is how you eaten before. You cut it off and then you start over here. No. It is a progression. It is a progression.
And that's why we say it's progress over perfection. Even you guys, I am a nutritionist. I'm a bloodwork specialist. I'm a health coach. I do this every single day of my life. And trust me, I eat gour gum sometimes or drink gour gum or I have something because there's times you just do. And so, you just choose the best that you could. Just like I said, of those 3, would I drink this one? Yes, I'd drink it. it just isn't my number one choice. I would definitely go for this one instead. And so sometimes we just have to make the best choices. And remember, progress over perfection. Just take those baby steps and take care of yourself because you're important. There you go.
I love that. And with baby steps, it makes it easier to convert.
Yeah.
To transition from one thing to the other. It makes it so easy to convert because you're taking those baby steps. You're not doing that, cutting everything off. Like the other day, I had this huge craving for nachos, so I got my corn chips, which I haven't had corn chips in I don't know how long. And I made myself my nachos, which is just bacon bits and eggs and cheese on top of the nachos. Helen's version, because Helen doesn't do spicy food and I can't do onions.
Oh boy.
And but I tell you, I paid for it afterwards.
Yeah.
I paid for it afterwards because I could feel the difference of eating those corn chips that I hadn't eaten in I don't know how long. The fact that I'd had those and the effect it had on my body. Like I'm eating little bits of cheese every day. And
I have a client that went to a wedding over the weekend, and we talked about it because she is on an elimination diet right now. She is like working on her health, and she's taking massive steps towards her health. And she's just had a little of this and a little of this and a little of this. And then I think the main plate was like a sea bass or something. So the main plate was probably pretty darn healthy. And of course she had a little bit of dessert and all those little bits because she hadn't been eating that stuff. Unfortunately, on Monday, she didn't feel well. And so she really felt like she took a step back. So all I could do is give her like the advice of how can you feel better today? And you can't beat yourself over it. You had a good time at the wedding and tomorrow's a new day. So you just get back on the next day and you just start doing those healthy things all over again. And unfortunately, she hurt. And, I never want to see anybody hurting, but that happens sometimes. And so, again, sometimes we just have to give ourselves grace and get over it and move on and do the best we can the next day.
Excellent. And with that, that's a wrap for us on protein. So I hope you all got something out of that. I know I got a lot out of it. Yes. I know what I have to change and the baby steps. So Nicole, thank you so much for coming on. If anybody has a question that they would like Nicole to answer on one of our shows, please send a private message to me and we can talk to Nicole about doing it as a topic for next month. I just came across protein because I can't remember what we were talking about last month, but protein came up and I thought, oh, that would be a really good one.
That's right.
The powders and the shakes and all of that sort of stuff. So thank you again, Nicole, for coming in. It's always so much fun having you on here.
Thank you, Helen. I always have so much fun too. And, listeners, if you're listening to this after the show, you can put stuff in the comments and we can answer them that way as well. Send Helen a message if there's something you'd like me to talk about, and we'll come up with something interesting next month. So until then.
Yes, until then. But for those on the Before the Dirt Nap podcast, we'll be back tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. So go out and have a super fantastic sparkling evening. He konera.